I dare to be different. I dare to be different.
Hey guys, it's me, Yaya Diamond, and I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment to this video, but most of all, don't forget to tune in. Share this video with your friends because we have an amazing author on this show today. She has given everything. She has dedicated herself to writing this book. She needed to do this book. She needed to give of herself because, maybe she could tell you better than I can. And I want to welcome to the show Dr. Jane Kim. I hope I say that right, Doctor.
Hi there. Yes, that is perfect.
Awesome. So thank you so much for joining us on the show today. I appreciate you so very much. And it's just such a pleasure to have you. Man, your story is so relevant to so many people out there. And not only that, it's just like some people may not be like ready to write their book because they may feel like as if it's not relevant. But, what is it like for you to actually have your book out now and to be relevant and to see everything come to fruition?
Yes, thank you. What a wonderful question. Honestly, writing has been my lifelong dream. And when it's that long and that deep, there are just no words when it's true love. And frankly, it took me at least 15 years finally before I could pop this out. And it's a very surreal experience. But I'm so unbelievably happy that it is now time because everything really does happen in divine timing when things are ready and right. And I was finally ready to just release a part of my heart and my soul.
Mm.
Yeah.
What was it like? I mean, what was it like to just like maybe that's the wrong question. What made you do this? I mean, what was it that said, no, you got to do this now?
Yeah. Just a short story about me, very briefly. I grew up really sick for a long time, a majority of my life. And then I think, when you go through any kind of illness or pain of any kind and caliber, it does something to you inside and your wantings become heightened. And, when you're hurting, all you want to do is live in peace. And then holding that intention in your heart, energy is everything in this life. So anyway, long story short, I experienced a moment of pure silence in my early 20s, which radically changed my life. And living with that, there's just a lot to that. But then, learning to digest, you what happens when there's pure silence in your mind. I mean, honestly, you lose all the mental baggage that you both did and did not know you have. And what happens when all that leaves you?
Mm.
Exactly. You know who you really are in
Mm-hmm.
every way, to the depth of who you are, and there is no question and no doubt. All the mental baggage that we carry of blah 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 blah, and all of that, it leaves you, and there's only silence and peace. Otherwise, as many have said, bliss, but it's all the same.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It really is. It really is. So, I love the fact that you have given of yourself so freely and you've written this book, but not only that, what was it that you put into this book that you just had to say? I mean, some people just have to write a book about fiction. Some people have to write a book about their lives. What was it that you had to write about?
Thank you. That is an excellent question. So when you go through a moment like that, which, of pure bliss, and then when all that leaves you, that is the greatest and deepest biting pain. I can't even tell you. That pain is greater than any physical pain one can endure in this life because that's the connection to yourself and your soul. And that was my journey for the next 15 years forward of learning to process that, make peace with that, make peace with myself and life, all of that, all the good stuff. And so then I just had to get it out. Then the Ukrainian war happened, and 6 months after that, I got a literal punch in my stomach, my gut telling me, like, as if you're about to throw up, like, you got to give, Jane. And I didn't know how. I just needed to know I needed to give. And my primary love is writing, so I had to discuss my deepest pain and my deepest love, which is now joy, because this is the universal experience that we all go through, our connection and union to self and soul, of learning how to love ourselves and be here now.
You know how hard it is for some people to literally love themselves? You know how hard it is? I mean, you know how hard it was, I have to say. And I mean, I have to kind of bring it back to myself because I'm the only person that I know really good, At least I try to. But it's like it's very hard to love yourself with all of these outside influences going on and everyone telling you you're too fat, you're too skinny, you're too dark, you're too light, you're not light enough, your hair is not curly enough, your hair should be straight, your hair should be curly. I mean, how do you begin to even do that? Is this something that you faced when you were writing this book?
Faced during my life, yes.
Yeah.
While I was writing this book,
Mm,
no, because after you process all this, the journey of your life and your being, which is a never-ending, ongoing blessing.
mhm,
Like, this has been the one thing I've been wanting to write and pop out of me since that moment that happened, in my early 20s. And it honestly just came out in 2 weeks, actually.
Wow, 2 weeks, girl. Go with your good self. Talk about 2 weeks. Shoot, 2 weeks. I still be like page one.
The crazy thing is, though, honestly, like a few years ago, I don't know how long, but a while back, when I really wanted to get this out, I mean, so bad, I honestly forced myself to sit in the summertime every day at my desk from like 9 to 5 or whatever. Every day. I did this for weeks, and like nothing came out except like, "Hi, how are you?" I sat there for like weeks, I don't even know, and nothing came. It was just not
Yeah,
time.
yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't. And that's what I'm saying. A lot of people don't realize that. So you're saying, in other words, if they don't have a moment where they can just kind of splurge and kind of get a lot of stuff out, maybe it's just not the right time.
Yes, and learning to honor who we are and where we are, no matter what is going on, is how not only that we evolve, but just progress. And the opening is created so that light is shown, and then we know what to do next, or we're drawn because it's our inner consciousness, our heart that is speaking to us, that we've cleared the road and the path to get connected to it, reacquainted, and then move forward.
Mm, mm, mm. That is awesome. Well, with that, we're going to take a short break and we'll be right back, guys. There's just so much more. You don't want to go anywhere. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. We have Dr. Jane Kim Yu here, and she is the author and just an amazing person here. And she has written a book called Journey of Awakening and Higher Consciousness. And we were talking about her and the writing that she's doing and how she wrote the book and how it came out in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. But I mean, literally, you were talking about a couple of years before that, you did try and it just wouldn't come out.
No, and I really tried. I mean, who sits in the summertime at your desk for 9 or 10
Nobody.
hours straight?
I'm at the beach. Don't bother me. Don't bother me. I'm at the beach.
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
Wow, wow. So tell me about the book. What was it, the main thesis, the main synopsis of the book that you felt you needed to say that it just had to come out?
Thank you so much. As corny or trite, I don't know, but um really everything in this life is energy, and love is so overplayed. When love in society, when most people think of love, even all the songs that we hear on the radio or TV and the movies, it's all about love
Hmm.
between partners, or love for getting a home, or and there's nothing wrong with any of these things naturally, but the deepest love is our love, learning to love ourselves. And when that begins to open, then it's our love, our faith, if we believe in God, then God, or whatever higher power.
Right.
But how love is the answer and the way, the intention. So many spiritual teachers out there, and saints and sages of all time past, they talk about um, how important intention is, how intention paves the way and sets the tone and the energy, and it's true. And
Mhm.
so, anyone on the path of the journey of awakening, and even that, the journey of awakening is simply a label. Because most people associate it with spirituality, and then spirituality is then associated with woo woo, airy fairy, but it is not. It is the most real and raw experience. It is our divine human experience, and so when you are embarking upon peace and wellness and perhaps enlightenment. In other words, it's about holding the intention. And what is that intention? It's the intention and the energy of love, to hold love in our hearts. People think, we all go to kindergarten and learn the difference between right and wrong, good and bad, but you know as we get older, we go through our own trials, and we see those around us go through their own trials. And not that it is what it is, but there's nothing left to do but to understand. But if we simply honor and hold the energy of love, an opening is created that paves the way and shows us the way, the opening to grace and everything else we could ever want in this life.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes, that's just amazing. Love. You would think that people would understand that they are the only one that will ever exist of their kind. There will never be another you, ever. They may look like you. You may have a twin, but they are not you. Like once you're gone, you're gone. That's it. There's no one else like you. Not even your children can be like, they can resemble you. They can remind you, of, people who are left behind of, oh, yeah, your mom used to do that, but they're still not you. Not loving yourself is a travesty when you understand that you are all that there is.
Yes, and lifetimes and worlds live within you if we're only simply willing to open ourselves up to ourselves,
Hmm.
which then opens up the world and all eternity. The poetry and the great poets of all time past, they speak of these subjects in such an airy, like a floral way, but there is no wording in the language, English language, that can actually describe clearly this beingness aspect that is innate to all mankind. It is within us all. And how do we reach that space and that place, that sacred part of ourselves? We are already there, and we are already home. And it's by and through the heart is the access point, which then radically changes the direction, shape, trajectory, every aspect of our life, and the quality, caliber, and joy of our life, the one life we have as the one person we are,
That's right. That's right. Just the one person. Dr. Kim, Dr. Kim, Dr. Jane, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Um, Dr. Jane Kim, you.
Uh-huh.
um, there won't be another you ever in history. And I thank you for leaving this. There's so many people that have gone to their graves and they've gone to their graves. There's like nothing left of them except for maybe memories with your family. But we need the we as people need the camaraderie. We need that communication within ourselves where, you know, I think that people, and I don't mean to talk so much, but I feel where you're coming from. Like, people don't understand that, like trees, there are roots that connect us all. You know, like under the ground, you don't see these connections because they're under the ground. But if you pull a tree up, the other tree is connected to the nearby tree, which is connected to, and so we're all connected. We just don't realize it. And I
Yeah,
think that your book is really a beautiful way to bring that forward.
thank you so much for those kind words. And I completely 100% resonate. Everything in this life is energy, and thereby we are all connected more than words can ever even begin to say nor convey. It is simply the literal, utteral truth of the matter. And when your heart begins to see, sense, know, and feel that in a tangible way within your being, things begin to shift because you understand. A higher consciousness, your own consciousness begins to pave the way, and the beautiful flowering of yourself, which then opens everything,
Yeah.
life, world, God.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. You do have a newsletter that people can actually subscribe to on your channel, and I know that in the corner over here we have the QR code Journey of Awakening. But if you scroll down on the website like we've been doing, you'll see newsletter Soul Secrets. I really encourage you guys, if you want to begin to know more about yourself, learn how to love yourself, how to, you know, begin that journey of understanding that you are the total uniqueness that will ever happen in this universe. That's you. Then I would suggest you go ahead and subscribe to that newsletter. We're going to be right back. We have one more question for the doctor, and then we're going to go ahead and finish. But man, what an amazing interview this has been so far. Doctor, thank you so much for being on the show. And we're going to be right back, guys. Don't you go anywhere.
Don't forget to follow us on YouTube and Instagram. Thank you for watching.
It has been such a pleasure having you on the show. I mean, I know I'm relaxed and I know I'm chilled, but I mean, just to understand where you're coming from with love and with self-love, and understanding that people don't understand that they are it. You know, what kind of advice do you give to people out there who really, really, truly want to begin to love themselves, but they don't know how?
Yes, thank you. Well, um, I actually write it all out, every thought, feeling I ever had in my book. So if you want to pick up my book, it's a great place. But beyond that, um, most people when they begin, it's hard. It was hard for me too. I mean, and we're all only human beings. That's the only thing you really learn. And learning to honor and respect our humanity is how the opening is created.
Mhm.
So practices like medication, meditation, walking
I
in nature.
meditated. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's fine. Walking in nature and getting grounded, because just like Dr. Yaya said, everything is energy. So nature is a very healing force, and you naturally sink into yourself if you allow it. And yeah, simply holding on to love, even when things are unbearable and things break, and more challenges and turmoils. If we hold the intention, it holds us and keeps us, and that is perhaps the basis and the point of my book, which is what I have gleaned over the years as I have witnessed my own journey. It was the energy and holding the energy of love, the intention of it, that paves the way and creates the opening to frankly everything that we can and cannot even begin to conceive.
Hmm. Wow. Wow. Well, thank you, Doctor, for being on the show today. I appreciate it. And let me ask you one thing. I know people are like, well, what's she a doctor of? What are you a doctor of?
Yes, thank you so much. I actually received my doctorate from St. John's University for Pharmacy, so I'm a pharmacist, a healing profession. So yes.
I
Mhm.
said I was medicated. I knew you said medicine for a reason. That's wonderful, though. But meditation, medicine, same thing in my book right now. Sometimes you need some medicine to meditate. Man, I want to thank you, Doctor, for being on the show. It's such a beautiful thing. You guys, go ahead and go to the QR code and check that out. If you find that you haven't been true to yourself and loving who you are, uniquely one within the universe of the only one that's really going to go. I mean, that's like saying that there's going to be two Whitney Houstons. That's not going to happen, okay? There was only one, and there's only one of you as well. And you are just as uniquely created as anyone else on the planet, in the universe, or ever to exist. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to dare to be different, and don't forget to go to that QR code, and also the website is on the bottom, www.janekimyu. That's Jane Kim Yu. It's not doctor. It's just janekimyu.com, and the QR code is easy as well. So thank you guys again so much. And Doctor, thank you.
Oh, no, thank you so much for having me on your show. It's been totally fun.
Oh, the fun has been mine. It's always mine. All right, guys. Until next time. Bye.